We had a customer bring in an N54 last year. No warning, no build-up, just a knock that showed up 3 weeks after an oil change. We pulled the filter, partially blocked. VANOS codes across the board. When we asked what he'd added to the oil, he handed us a $12 bottle from the auto parts store. Engine didn't make it. Here's what nobody tells you. BMW engines are not generic. The tolerances, the VANOS system, the oil galleries, they're engineered to a spec. And the wrong additive doesn't just fail to help. It actively works against everything BMW built into that motor. Today, 5 additives that mechanics see destroying BMWs, and 3 that actually hold up when you look at the evidence. Before we start, BMW actually addresses this in the owner's manual. The warning reads, BMW engines are designed to operate without oil additives. The use of additives could lead to damage in some cases. That's not legal boilerplate. That's an engineering position. Keep that in mind for everything that follows. Additive number 1, PTFE/Teflon-based oil treatments. Slick 50, Microlon, and knockoffs. What it claims, Teflon coats your engine's internal surfaces with a slippery, friction-reducing layer, protecting you even when oil pressure drops. What actually happens, PTFE is a solid. Not dissolved, not chemically bonded. Actual solid particles suspended in carrier oil. For Teflon to bond to metal and reduce friction, it has to be baked onto that surface at high temperature in a controlled industrial process. That's exactly how it works on a nonstick pan. DuPont itself stated publicly that PTFE has no useful purpose as an ingredient in oils used for internal combustion engines. Inside your engine, those particles float around until they find somewhere to accumulate, and they find your oil passages first. Real-world consequence. The University of Utah Engineering Experiment Station tested PTFE additives and found a measurable pressure drop across the oil filter consistent with clogged passages. Iron contamination in the oil doubled, meaning engine wear increased, not decreased. NASA's Lewis Research Center found the same. The solids tend to accumulate at inlets and act as a dam, which simply blocks the oil from entering. Now put that inside a BMW with VANOS oil control solenoids running on 10-micron tolerances. A partial blockage in those passages doesn't just reduce performance. It triggers fault codes, kills timing response, and accelerates cam wear. Verdict. The FTC took action against Slick 50 in 1997 for false advertising. The company could not substantiate its core claims. This product category has been debunked for nearly 30 years, and it's still on shelves. Avoid it entirely. Additive number 2, Viscosity Thickening Stabilizers. Lucas Heavy Duty Oil Stabilizer. What it claims, thickens and fortifies your oil, preventing wear on high-mileage engines and providing extra protection at extreme temperatures. What actually happens? Independent oil analysis of Lucas Stabilizer consistently shows it behaves like a grade 60 base stock. That's roughly 5 times the viscosity of the grade 10 Ranger BMW is designed for. You're not fortifying your oil. You're replacing a portion of a carefully formulated synthetic with inert, thick base stock that has almost no anti-wear, detergent, or anti-foam chemistry of its own. Real-world consequence. A customer came in with a 335i, E90, N54, complaining of a rough cold start and intermittent low oil pressure warnings. He'd been running Lucas Stabilizer for 2 oil changes. Cold start protection had collapsed. Thick oil takes dramatically longer to reach cam lobes and valve train components. And the vast majority of engine wear happens in that first 30 seconds before pressure is established. On top of that, his oil sample showed significant foaming under high RPM pulls. Foamed oil cannot lubricate. We changed to straight BMW L01 spec oil, and the pressure warnings disappeared. Lucas Stabilizer exists for a specific use case. Old, worn, high-clearance diesel truck engines running conventional mineral oil with loose tolerances. It is the wrong product for a precision-engineered BMW by a wide margin. Verdict. If a BMW is noisy or burning oil, the answer is to diagnose and fix the actual problem. Thickening the oil is putting tape over a warning light, and in this case, the tape can cause additional damage. Additive number 3, Chemical Engine Oil Stop Leaks. What it claims, seal up oil leaks without replacing gaskets or seals. Pour it in, drive, done. What actually happens? BMW engines, especially the inline-six family from the M54 through the N55 and beyond, have a well-documented pattern of gasket failure. Valve cover gaskets, oil filter housing gaskets, rear main seals. These fail because the rubber hardens, cracks, and fractures over years of heat cycling. A chemical stop leak product cannot reconstitute fractured rubber. It is physically not possible. Real-world consequence. We see this regularly. Customer buys a used 328i with a weeping valve cover gasket. Instead of a $30 part and a few hours of labor, they pour in a stop leak. 3 months later, they're back. Leak is the same or worse. And now we're looking at swollen O-rings in the oil filter housing because the swelling agent in the stop leak attacked seals it wasn't supposed to touch. That's a $30 job that became a $400 job. Many older stop leak formulations use chemical swelling agents, compounds designed to expand rubber seals. BMW uses precision rubber and elastomer components throughout its valve train, VANOS system, and hydraulic circuits. Introducing unknown chemistry into that environment is a gamble with poor odds. Verdict: the valve cover gasket on most BMW inline-six engines is under $30. The oil filter housing gasket on an E90 is under $15. Yes, labor costs money. No, there isn't a better option in a bottle. Fix the actual leak. Additive number 4, chlorinated paraffin anti-friction additives. Older Duralube formulations and similar products. What it claims: under heat and pressure, the active chemistry bonds to metal surfaces to create a harder, more wear-resistant layer. Extreme protection beyond what oil alone can provide. What actually happens? Chlorinated paraffins break down at engine operating temperatures. The byproduct of that breakdown is hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid inside your engine attacks metal surfaces, accelerates corrosion on bearing journals and cylinder walls, and degrades rubber seals and gaskets. Real-world consequence. The Federal Trade Commission scrutinized Duralube in the late 1990s, and the company was required to modify its advertising claims after being unable to substantiate them. An engine additive that produces acid as a byproduct of doing its job is not an additive, it's a slow contaminant. Verdict: these products are less common now, but reformulations and rebranded versions still exist. Any additive that doesn't clearly disclose its chemistry should be treated with extreme suspicion. If a product claims proprietary anti-wear chemistry and won't tell you what it is, that's your answer. Additive number 5, overdosed or misapplied fuel injector cleaners. What it claims: clean injectors, remove carbon deposits, restore lost power and fuel economy. What actually happens, and why BMW makes this complicated PEA-based injector cleaners, polyethyramine, are genuinely effective chemistry. Chevron's Techron is the most respected of these, and BMW of North America actually sold Techron under its own BMW label for a period of years. So this isn't a story of bad products. It's a story of using the right product in the wrong engine. The vast majority of modern BMW engines, the N20, N26, B46, B48, B58, S55, S58, use gasoline direct injection. In a GDI engine, fuel is injected directly into the combustion chamber, bypassing the intake ports and valves entirely. Fuel-borne additives never contact the intake valves. They cannot clean intake valve carbon deposits in a direct injection engine. Real-world consequence. We see BMW owners spend $15 every fill-up on injector cleaner, convinced they're solving a carbon buildup problem. The carbon is on the back of the intake valves. The cleaner never gets there. Meanwhile, high-concentration PEA products used repeatedly can strip the protective film on injector tips and degrade O-ring seals over time. The fix for intake valve carbon on a BMW GDI engine is walnut blasting, a mechanical cleaning procedure using walnut shell media forced through the intake ports. It's a labor-intensive job, usually every 60,000 to 80,000 miles, depending on driving habits. No additive in the fuel tank touches it. Verdict: Techron used as directed in a port-injected BMW? Legitimate maintenance tool, poured repeatedly into a direct injection engine to clean the valves. You're wasting money and potentially degrading components. Know which engine you have before you buy anything. Now, 3 additives that actually have evidence behind them. And before you get the wrong idea, even these aren't magic. If your BMW has a real mechanical problem, no additive is going to fix it. What these products can do, used correctly, is support an already healthy engine. That distinction matters. Let's move to the additives that work. Works number 1. Leaky Moly Ceratec. Ceratec is a ceramic microparticle anti-wear additive that shows up consistently in BMW specialist recommendations. And the reason is straightforward. It uses thermally stable chemistry, not the problematic solids we talked about with PTFE. Independent testing by APL, a neutral development and testing provider, showed oil treated with Ceratec reached a damage load more than twice as high as reference oil in gear tooth wear tests. Critically, the ceramic particles remain stable at engine operating temperatures. They don't expand or accumulate the way PTFE does. One 300 milliliter can per 3 to 5 liters of oil. Compatible with catalytic converters and BMW's DPF-equipped diesels. Not for wet clutch systems or DSG transmissions. Check your application. It's not a fix for a worn engine, but for a healthy one, there's legitimate evidence it reduces friction and extends component life. Works number 2, Chevron Techron Concentrate. Port-injected BMWs only. Already covered the caveat, so we'll keep this brief. 4 BMW engines with port injection, earlier E46, E36, M54 equipped cars, some early E90s. Techron is a well-documented maintenance additive that BMW itself endorsed commercially. PEA cleans injector tips, combustion chamber deposits, and even helps with stuck fuel gauge sensors. Use it at the labeled concentration every 3,000 to 5,000 miles. If you have a GDI engine, which is most BMWs from 2012 onward, skip it for carbon cleaning purposes and budget that money toward a walnut blast when the time comes. Works number 3, Leaky Moly Motor Oil Saver. For seal conditioning, not a stop leak. This one requires care because it's easy to lump into the stop leak category. It isn't. Leaky Moly Motor Oil Saver doesn't use swelling agents or clogging chemistry. It contains compounds that restore flexibility to aging rubber seals that have hardened from heat exposure before they've cracked or fractured entirely. For an early-stage weeping rear main seal or minor valve stem seepage, it has a genuine track record in the BMW community. Here's the honest framing. It's a temporary measure. It might buy you 1 to 3 oil changes before the seal needs to be replaced properly. If the seal is already cracked and leaking heavily, it won't do anything. It is not a substitute for mechanical repair. It's a way to manage a minor early-stage leak while you schedule the proper fix. Used with that understanding, it's a reasonable tool. Used as a permanent solution to an ignored oil leak, it's just delaying an inevitable repair while the leak gets worse. Here's the pattern running through every product on the harmful list. They're designed for generic, high-clearance, worn-out engines, and they're being marketed to everyone with a car. BMW engines are not that. They're precision machines with tight tolerances, sophisticated oil control systems, and carefully engineered chemistry already in the oil that comes out of the bottle. Adding something to that system is not automatically better. With a BMW, it's frequently worse. The best maintenance protocol for a BMW is unglamorous. Run the correct oil to the BMW LL spec, change it on time, and fix leaks when they appear with actual replacement parts. Everything else on that auto parts store wall is mostly paying for someone else's advertising budget. If you want to go deeper on what oil spec your specific BMW needs, or when to schedule a walnut blast, drop it in the comments. We'll cover it.